everybody, and welcome to another stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. What are we doing today? Well, I'm glad you asked, because it is a Monday, which means it is a hobby stream, obviously, but it is a very special hobby stream. It is the third time we are doing stubborn projects, which is to say, if you didn't already know about this, basically, the idea is sometimes everyone gets it. Creatively, you start to struggle with something that you want to get finished, but every time you look at it, you go, and you just can't quite bring yourself to pick up that thing, whatever it is, and make progress on it. So the idea is, if you have something near to hand that you need to work on, whether it's some cross stitch or some homework or some tidying or some painting, genuinely anything that you feel like you need to get done, but you're going to hate, grab it, get started, and the idea is we're going to drag one another through this by going, oh my god, this is hard. But eventually, at the end of this stream, we will have made progress. So that's the idea. I will tell you what I'm working on if you haven't seen the thumbnail and you don't already know. But first, I have a super sticker from Argenta, who has dropped in a sticker of a Shiba Inu, it looks like, bouncing on its hind legs and kind of giving it one of these, which is impressive in and of itself. But then the Shiba Inu kind of punches out one of its paws in the air and makes the text, "How's it going?" appear while grinning, as if to say, how is it going? I'm being asked by a Shiba Inu how I am. I'm doing very well. I actually met a Shiba Inu today while I was walking Watson. It was very cute. Gave me a really good sniff, actually. So hats off to that Shiba Inu. Here's what I'm working on. And I'm going to stay in this camera angle today, all day, because this thing's huge. So there's no point in me having a close-up cam. This is my close-up cam. So I'm going to reset the focus so it's on the ship. This is an Ironclad. It is the biggest ship available for a faction called the Caradron Overlords in Age of Sigmar, which is a Warhammer game. These are sky dwarves. They live in the sky. They mine metals that exist in the ether, things like ether gold, for example. And generally, they have an all-round good time. I was given this ship as a leaving present from Dicebreaker, so by rights, I ought to finish it. I'm doing it in the colour scheme of the Barrack Skylads, which is my... the Barrack Skylad Corsairs are my Blood Bowl team. And yes, this thing is huge, so I haven't made much progress on it. But my hope today is I can continue to work on the orange on the hull and get it looking how I want it to, all sort of bright up here. Finish up the cream, and then start working on the little details that aren't going to be either orange or cream, like these bombs. I want to put some silver on those and blah, blah, blah. Generally get this working and take it one step closer to completion. So, Emeralds has done a super chat saying, "Greetings again. I bring you a question and a convenient segue. Is there any particular reason Russ was chosen over another full-time party member? For Idle Champions, I assume. It was partly my choice. They suggested, they were like, maybe Rust on the Harbour, I think. And I was like, yes, that is the one I want, because I love Rust, and Rust started out as a player character for me, so Rust on the Harbour was my first choice. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, an Oxventure NPC called Rust in the Harbour, one of my all-time favourites, is going to be in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm, the D&D game, which also plays host to Prudence and Corazon from the Oxventure. This Friday, actually, I'm going to be doing a special one-off stream where I play it and show you how Rust works, which will be lovely. Anyway, so that's what I'm up to. Please tell me what you're up to. For example, Grumble says I'm repotting a few plants and then making some writing stuff today. Davy Jones says I'm working on the last pages of my master's thesis. Bloody hell. Good for you. Let's see. Petrolia says today my stubborn project is just finishing up work and then driving home, I'm afraid. Matt, I was hoping to finally knit my new woolen hat. Maybe I'll do that with the VOD for company. There you go. Yeah, you don't have to do it live. What else are people working on? Yasmin Worry says, oh no, stubborn projects. That means I need to do homework. if he's going to do some work admin. Oh, Jorvard, or Jorvard, sorry, I've said that two ways, so one of those is definitely wrong. I will momentarily begin cutting brass plates for golden LARP armor. Hello, that sounds great. Santo Athios is working on Excel spreadsheets for work. Jazzy B says my project is, where's it gone? Making some dinner, then going back to bed. A solid project. Nako says today is a twofold. First, finish tidying the flat. Second, reorganise EVE Online stuff as back in there now. Oh, nice. Okay. Right, well. RV Dammit says de-injuring my back. Oh, that sucks. I hope it de-injures smoothly and soon. Ooh. Kelsey Burns says my stubborn project is going to be baking the bread I've been meaning to get around to. Delightful. Baking bread is lovely, but I know what you mean. Like, every time I bake bread, I'm like, this is great. I should do it more often. And then do I do it more often? Absolutely not. So, yeah. So, at the minute, just before I dive into painting this ship, I am getting two different oranges out. Squig orange, which is the sort of darkish orange, and then Troll Slayer orange, which you can see is much brighter. And I'm going to blend the two together because I've actually, oopsie, just mixed them in the actual pot. That's not what we want. Oh well. More fool me. I based this model in Squig Orange, but I want to start making a sort of brighter shade that I'm going to apply in a smaller area onto this ship to start brightening up the hull. And then we're going to go in with more of a Troll Slayer orange mix. So you can see there already. See that line? See how much more vibrant that is? So I'm not going to be painting this all over everything on the model. As you'll see here in this corner, I'm going to be avoiding sort of the darker areas. But generally speaking, you'll see the effect a bit more clearly once I've done a bit more with it. I'm going to try and keep up with chat today, but this ship is honestly massive and is kind of obscuring my view of the screen, which is impressive. Well done, Games Workshop, for making something absolutely huge, monstrous even. I do have a Kharadron Overlord's army for Warhammer, for Age of Sigmar, but I haven't played Age of Sigmar in 3 years now, I think. I want to get this ship done because I've always kind of wanted to paint an Ironclad. See, look, can you see there now? That's a bit better, showing you sort of the orange I'm actually going for with this. I've wanted to paint one of these for ages because they're huge and impressive and just like a cool model. But also, I do quite like the idea of just, it would be a faff, but bringing this to all of my Blood Bowl games where I'm playing with my dwarf team and just having it sort of hanging out as they're like the bus at the stadium to take them all home with. Incidentally, we are gearing up to start the second season of the Hot Bobs League, our Dungeon Bowl League, Blood Bowl League, excuse me. And I was going to change teams. I was going to start playing with the Goblin team, but I've decided instead that I'm going to bring the Corsairs back. I'm going to redraft them for season 2 and play dwarves for a second year running, which I think is the right decision. I'm quite looking forward to it. So there you go. That's the sort of thing I'm working on today. Becca Sierra has done a super sticker of a pair. This pair, I knew it. I knew this pair was into sports because I've seen this thing before, right? You know what a pear is. You can imagine. Well, it's a fruit, and it's got a very rounded bottom, and it's got a narrow head. And this one always wears a white headband with a red stripe through the middle, which made me think, it may enjoy sport. Well, look at it now. It's lifting its legs alternately and lifting its arms alternately as well, while sweating profusely, hence I guess the sweatband. It's sweating profusely and doing sort of dumbbell lifts, and there's text saying, keep it up. So there you go. Thank you for the gentle encouragement, Becca, and for the super sticker. I will keep it up, because there's a lot of ship left to paint. Let's face facts. But I really like layering up paint. That's such a boring thing to say out of context, but I've really been enjoying working on my layering technique and just the amount I do it really while painting, and I find it really rewarding. It's just a nice way to make the model feel more complete and a bit brighter, and to build in like subtle light effects, which I probably won't do much of on this particular model. But it does make me feel good when it comes well. Comes well, comes off well, goes well. That's what I meant to say. Goes well. Brian Shiner says, do pears sweat or excrete juice? Who knows? I mean, I assume they sweat because the juice would be blood, right? Wow, how long did that take? It's 10 minutes into the stream, and already we've come to the disturbing implications conversation. Today it's about whether or not pears bleed, so that's nice. How was everybody's weekend? After all, it is Monday, the most cursed day of the week, unless you have Mondays off, in which case, go Monday. Mine was nice, actually. What did I do? On Saturday, I met up with a friend. We went and had some tacos at a very good taco spot in East London. Then we went to a shop that has recently, well, relatively recently opened. I bought a sticker actually with a pear on it, and it's got its bum out, so I thought that's a bit of me, that's appropriate, isn't it? And then it was raining, so we ducked into a pub. I had a pint. Then we went back to my place, and my friend and I introduced my wife to The Fifth Element. She'd never seen it before. She enjoyed it greatly because it's a wonderful film. And then that was sort of it for Saturday. And then yesterday, went and had lunch with my wife's family, came home, a different friend came round, and we ended up watching Moana, which I'd never seen before, and it's fucking excellent, isn't it? I like it an awful lot. The songs are brilliant, except for, I'm sorry to say, the one with him off Flight of the Conchords. I thought that was a dud. Ooh, Vulpes Obscura says, this weekend was good. Beat the Nameless King for the first time ever. Hey, congrats. Jack Wood says, oh my god, Fifth Element is phenomenal. Isn't it just? I absolutely adore it. It really deserves to be a cult classic. It also deserved to be a success in the box office, but we can't have everything. It's just so much fun. My friend put it very well when he was like, there's just, with the Fifth Element, there's always a good bit coming up. You're never like, oh, here's a slump. You're like, no, here comes the bit that's good in this bit. It's just fun. And it ticks along at a good pace as well. Ibro506 says, Johnny, what's your favourite Disney movie? If Pixar counts, then I'd say probably Ratatouille. Failing that, the 1950s Robin Hood, because that was sort of my favourite as a child, and it's endured. I really love it. Also, Robin Hood in that film is literally a fox. My God. What a handsome fellow. But yeah, Ratatouille, I cry every single time. Every single time. And I'm not talking like I get tears in my eyes. I'm talking like I am sobbing whenever I watch Ratatouille. It's just brilliant. Addy, are you okay? Says, I really didn't vibe with Ratatouille. That's fair enough. It's not for everyone. I can accept that. It's any film, I've talked about this before, but any film with like a character finally being told they're good enough, especially if it's like a family figure with whom they've had difficulty before, like, oh my god, in How to Train Your Dragon, when Gerard Butler's like, I'm proud you're my son. Gone. I am absolutely gone. Just devastated. It's wonderful. I hasten to add before anyone decides to start pathologizing me, I've not had problems with my parents before. It's just those stories pull at my heartstrings. So just for anyone starts getting into business that ain't their own. There we go, bit more. It's really stark actually, the difference between the orange I've done and the orange I haven't. Dull? Not dull. Brodette says, good news, I opened the wool fluff bag and my lucky dip has nice colours. T says, oh, what does your t-shirt say? It says, retry. It's an RKG t-shirt. If you aren't familiar with RKG, it's a wonderful channel run by some good friends of mine. They all used to work at IGN, but then they went and started doing their own thing, and they play Soulsborne games a fair amount and have a bloody great time doing it. The show is called Retry, hence the t-shirt, and they are just like phenomenal. Honestly, if you've not seen the channel before, check them out. Okay. Benny42 says, Disney Pixar wise, I forgot which. I did like Wall-E, but I dislike films for some reason, so don't watch them often. Fair enough. I don't watch them that often, really. I think I ought to watch them more, because every time I watch a film, I'm like, oh, that was a good experience. I enjoyed watching a film. But sometimes, basically, I really have to be in the mood. But increasingly, of late, I've enjoyed just having a pal over and just sticking on a movie and, like, we just hang out. Rather than being like, what shall we, capital D, do? You know, like, you don't have to bust out Twilight Imperium every single time someone comes round. In fact, it's quite an alienating way to treat a lot of people. Hello, I'm here to check if you have a TV license. Okay, well, I'm going to play as the Winnu. Who would you like to be? Actually, you roll off for that first. But then, you know, they might not know that. Might steal a march. Although, if you're trying to steal a march in Twilight Imperium by playing as the Winnu, good luck. That was a niche bit. Hope you all enjoyed that. Artem Bale says, my stubborn project for the day is allowing myself to reread Gideon the Ninth. A great project. Gideon's really good. I didn't love... what's the second one called? Oh my god, what's her name? Nonna Jessimus. What the hell is her name? The second book. I didn't love it. Harrow. There we go. There we go. Happy Jack says, what in the heck is a TV license? Okay, so in the UK, if you want to plug in a TV and watch TV live as it is broadcast, or if you want to use the BBC's iPlayer app to watch BBC stuff on demand, you need to have a TV license. The money from this goes to fund the BBC, which produces a lot of news programming, much of it transphobic in my view, a lot of original programming, and also the radio stations like BBC Radio 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. And that's that. That's what that is. But if you don't have one, sometimes they'll try and send someone round to investigate your property. I once had a really snotty guy come round, and he was like, do you have a TV license? I was like, no, but we don't have a TV plugged into an aerial. We don't watch TV live as broadcast. And he was like, but you've got 3 satellite dishes on the side of your house. Like, it was rented accommodation, so of course I didn't have any say in what was on the wall. And I literally stepped outside and went, do I? Because I didn't know. And he looked at me as if to be like, don't play me for a fool. He then insisted on coming in. The only TV in the house was mine, and it was hooked up to an Xbox 360. He then spent 25 minutes trying to get TV programming on my telly to prove that I could be watching it, so he could find me. He failed and left. So there we go. Will says, all in caps, do not let them in, do not answer the questions, send them away. They are the dark fae, they have no right to enter. I do know that now, actually, but at the time I was like, nah. Like, I figured I could have sent him away, but I was very bored at the time. It was I was working full-time freelance at ITN on Game On. This is how I got my break in the games industry. And then they sent me home one day. They were like, on Friday, go home, and we're not giving you any shifts for a month. And they did this because I'd been working there long enough that they legally would have to give me a full-time contract if they kept me on for another month full-time. But they didn't realise this until 20 minutes before they gave me this meeting. So I was let go for a month without any shifts lined up anywhere else because I didn't work anywhere else. So I freaked out, and then eventually what I did was I did a big shop and was like, this food has to last me a month. And I stayed indoors and I played Fallout New Vegas for, I would say, about 10 hours a day for a month. It was not good for me at all. But it did mean that I got quite well acquainted with Sainsbury's Basics wine, which comes in a squeezy plastic bottle. So there you go. Okay. Oh, actually, let's do a bit more there. That looks nice. That looks very nice. There we go. Sort of little quadrant-y thing on the door. Bilosaurus says, that reminds me of 2020 Furlough and Animal Crossing for me. Oh my god. I mean, was there any better time for an Animal Crossing game to come out than when it did in 2020? I played so much of it. Absolutely everyone, actually. Every one of my colleagues was obsessed. We were just playing it constantly. And after work, people would club together, go to visit islands. It's just... yeah, genuinely kept me going for like a good long time. Da-da-da-da. So easy to see where I have painted new stuff and where I haven't. Just another broke nerd says, I recently watched episode 3 of Preston Chiodini and I adored your reactions. I hope the rest of the game wasn't as overstimulating. No, yeah, I'm pleased to say that no other episode of Jedi Fallen Order has given me conniptions quite as much as Kashyyyk did. In fact, I got an email today saying that video has been age-gated. I think someone snitched on me for swearing too much, which is their choice. If they want to do that, I'm not going to protest it because I did swear a lot. But in fairness, Kashyyyk. So, but actually, I finished Jedi Fallen Order this morning. I recorded the final episode of the series. So, if you've not checked Patreon today, and you are a patron of mine of the Explorer tier and above, I'm looking for suggestions for the next game to play. And then tomorrow I'm going to launch the vote because I need to record the first episode by Friday. Because next week I'm going to Centre Parks with some friends for a few days. So I actually won't be streaming next week, just so you know. Michael Hayden says, YouTube keeps recommending the Gears of War 2 video. Young Johnny looks so innocent. Yeah, I was 19 years old when that was filmed, and I really, really wish that it wasn't quite so well SEO'd. Because the number of people who have sent me this going like, did you know about this video? When I'm in it is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Like, yes, I am aware of this video. Modern Caveman has done a super chat saying, apologies if this has been asked before, but I'm building a project desk, largely for mini painting, and was curious what light you use. That's a great question. Does it say anywhere on here? Hold on. Doesn't, but let me clean my brush and I'll find it online. What? Corio Malaya has done a super chat saying, I'm really frustrated. Just found out one of my housemates has been sick with COVID and told no one. If I get sick from this, it'll be my 3rd time. Hope everyone else is having a better day. That is unacceptable. Shame on your housemate. That's fucking rubbish. That's awful. It's that is immoral. It's a dreadful thing to do. Right. Give me 1 sec. Okay. That's right. That's where I can find it. I'm going to reset the focus on this. Light. Where is it? What? What did it... When did I ever buy that? What even is that? I do not remember buying an electric clothes dryer. I don't think that was me. Aha! So it is a Yukoyi LED desk lamp. I will actually reply to Modern Caveman. There you go. Oh, all right. Cool. Right, we also need to mix up some more orange, so it's a good thing I cleaned my brush. One colour, one shade of orange. Sarah Burke says, I'm back. What did I miss? Bit more painting, bit of chat about lights. That's about it, really. Only half an hour into the stream. There's not been much to miss. Okay, mixed up a bit more orange. Okie dokie. Whoop. Bade says, is the suggesting of new games for the YouTube content exclusive to higher tier Patreons, or can we throw game titles at you here as well? It is like voting rights. So voting rights basically are for patrons of the Explorer tier and above. If you do want to suggest games, I can't stop you, and I'll certainly look at them. And if any are particularly good ideas, I'll probably throw them in. There's nothing against it in the rules. Although I am not covering any Activision Blizzard or Ubisoft games for the foreseeable future. And because people come out of the woodwork to suggest I play Spiritfarer every single time, I've played that game to completion and have no interest in playing it as a YouTube series because it is heavy. Jack Wood says, wait, there are rules? Ooh, Hannah Axelson says Sunless Skies. I've been meaning to stream Sunless Skies, actually. I really like the people who work at Fail Better. They are great. Nick Jeffries done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, hope it's all good with you. Latest news here is my kidney function hasn't deteriorated over Christmas, but waiting for dialysis slot to open up. Well, great news that your kidney function has remained consistent over Christmas, Nick, and fingers crossed that slot opens up for you very soon, because I'm sure it will make a big difference. So thank you for keeping us updated, and I'm sure, I sincerely hope there's good news for you very soon. Okay, here we go. Steve Gillies says, does ordering in food from Greg's count as a stubborn project? Asking for a friend. Sure, if you've been meaning to do it and you haven't, you just haven't found that, you just haven't found that spark that gets you to do it. I mean, we can encourage you if you want. That's what this is all about. How is everyone doing, by the way? Does anyone need a bit of encouragement? Share with us your woes and we will try and help. Just another broke nerd says, Final Fantasy games, have you played any or are there any you've skipped? I've never played a Final Fantasy game to completion. It's not my franchise. It's not really my bag. No disrespect to anyone who likes it, obviously. I did, when I was at Eurogamer, play a good chunk of 7 as part of a late to the party. I played 13 when it first came out to try and review it, and then I thought, I'm not reviewing this because I don't know enough about the series and I'm not enjoying what I have played so far. So Final Fantasy is just a bit of a funny one for me because it's like I don't really have any connection or fondness there with the franchise, so it's not high up on my list of priorities. Davy Jones has started the conclusion of their master's thesis. Holy shit, that must feel absolutely enormous. In conclusion, here's everything I just told you. Now give me a great grade. Jack Wood says, how could you forget playing Final Fantasy X? Surely Tidus made an impression. Ha! Ha! Yeah, I forgot about 10. Sorry. Ooh. Currently, suggestions that are going to make it to the vote include God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. What else have we got down there? Demon Souls. That one's been lurking in the shadows for a while. Although Demon Souls, while we're also sort of occasionally having a whack at Dark Souls with a hands-on flight stick and throttle, might be a bit of overkill. We'll see. But yeah, there we go. Emma Benton says Kena Bridge of Spirits. Yes, that's been suggested quite a bit, so that will make it through to the vote as well. There are some games that people have suggested before and are suggesting again that I'm just going to quietly nix because I feel like they've had a good shot at the vote, and also I'm not hugely keen on playing them. Like a lot of people want me to do a full series of Kingdoms of Amalur, for example. And I'm a little bit like, meh, about it because I feel like I get that those people basically watch Outside Extra and they love Ellen and they love that Ellen loves that game and they want to see how I would feel about it. But it kind of feels like putting a hat on a hat. It kind of feels like doing an entire series in reference to something else. And I just feel like I'd be leaving people behind, really. Or rather, the chat, the comments would be just mostly about a completely different content creator. And so I'm not wildly keen on doing it. So I think I'm going to quietly take that out of contention, with all apologies to people who wanted to see it. Just thought I'd explain my thinking. Sarah Burke says, I need to finish the bell scarf and it is mocking me. I am absolutely not going to unravel it because I've made it this far. I will finish. We can do this. Absolutely right. The way out is through. It is through. You keep going. Get those needles clacking. EA122 says, how about Spider-Man if you haven't played it already? Yeah, that's going on the list. I haven't got the shortlist. I've already sort of started making the shortlist. I haven't got it in front of me. But that's going on, because I think that'd be fun. And because I've got a PS5, we could do Miles Morales, which suits me down to the ground. Right, so, that side, that side, that side, that side. Oof, no wonder I was saving this for a Stubborn Project stream. I forgot how big this thing is. My shoulder's starting to complain a little bit. Just another broke nerd says, Mass Effect or not your type? I've never played a Mass Effect game, and I know I ought to. I think I've put them on the vote before, but people haven't really gone for it. So I'm a bit, don't know if that's going to come up again. We'll see. We've got time on our side, I mean, this will be, what did we do? We did Control, then we did Horizon Zero Dawn, then we did Dishonored 2, then we've done Jedi Fallen Order. This is going to be Season 5. We've been rattling through them. Oh, Tom Titherington has done a super chat saying, this just in, my cat Emerald does not like wearing her Tom Nook cosplay. Also loving the ship. Thank you, Tom. I'm sorry to hear that your efforts to get your cat to cosplay as Tom Nook have gone unappreciated. Fingers crossed things change on that front soon, but let's just say I'm not going to hold my breath. Generally speaking, if a cat decides it doesn't like something, that's it for that something, at least in my experience. Good Luck or a Quick Death has done a super chat, and then just left. Well, not left, but has done a super chat without saying anything. The strong, silent, and generous type is Good Luck or a Quick Death, and I appreciate that massively. Superb Acedia says God of War. Sequel makes it a bit more topical. God of War is on the shortlist already. People have been asking after it. Boop, 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 boop. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's looking weathered, which is what I wanted out of this. But it's not looking poorly painted, which is what I didn't want. Is it looking expertly painted? No. Is that what I was aiming for anyway? No. Yes. Wait. Whichever. Whatever. Help. Just Another Broke Nerd says, how do you keep the colour consistent? Do you mix more than you'll need, or are you just that good at colour matching? I think I've been lucky with the colour matching, to be honest. Like, I don't know, what helps is on my palette I mix the next batch of paint in the same area, so I can see if it's not right and fix it. But generally speaking, I'm just putting in a big brush full of one orange and a slightly smaller brush full of the other, so it kind of helps it be consistent. This is the funny thing, right? And this is something I wish I'd known when I started painting, is that, like, I'd been warned about mixing paints. And they'd be like, mixing paints is actually tricky because, you might not get the shade right again if you try it, so you should really just buy more of the different shades. You can guess who those people worked for, can't you? And, whether they had any stake in me spending more money on paints. But basically, I was given over to thinking that mixing paint and mixing colours was actually quite an advanced technique, and it just isn't. Like, if you get it wrong, you can tweak it. It's not a one-shot thing. So now I mix paints all the time. Like, all the time, and it's fine. It's never really gone wrong. I've never gone like, oh no, I cannot recapture this original colour, because the original colour's there. It's just there. I can see it. I can see, and the second you put any of it on a model, you can see whether it's the right colour or not. So, yeah, there are lots of things I wish I knew when I first started, but one of them is just mix paints. Just do it. Just mix your own. It's fine. And if you don't want to, that's fine as well, but don't be afraid of it. Gosh, there's a lot of this model, isn't there? Slightly lazy painting on this bit because sod it. It doesn't need to be pristine. we're getting there. We're getting this sort of, the whole side is, you can see the difference, really, like, slightly darker, quite a lot brighter. Jack Wood says make references for the mixes you make. That's a good shout, actually, yeah. I haven't really... It's the thing, I don't even do that. Like, it's fine. Just go for it. But yeah, if you are worried, then as Jack says, you can just make references and come back to those. Cody Wilson has done a super chat saying, thank you for plugging paint mixing. Felt same. Right? It was so liberating when I was like, oh, I can do it. And the reason I thought I couldn't do it is that somebody who wanted me to buy more paint said I should buy more paint. I was a very, very, very cautious painter when I started, basically, and I've relaxed a lot, which in a lot of ways actually means that my painting style has gotten sloppier or messier, I guess. But I actually find that it really works for me, and it means that I've come out with a style that I really like, rather than something that is technically more disciplined, but isn't what I want to paint or how I want to paint. Anyway, that's my tuppence worth. Still not sure what to do about the face, whether to do it in metal or not. I may end up doing that, we'll see. Mabel Teacher says, all in caps, why did I choose a dress with a bow on it? What's wrong with a dress with a bow on it, Mabel? I'm sure you look great. If I've kept an eye on chat accurately, you're prepping for a date, and that is your stubborn project. I'm sure it is a cute dress. Don't overthink it. No one ever walked out of a date or didn't call somebody because their dress had a bow on it, you know? And if they did, stuff them. You dodged a bullet. Oh, Ironclad, there's so much of you. The reason I'm painting this is to stick it on the sidelines of Blood Bowl games when I'm hosting, which is just a terrible reason to pour hours and hours into one model, but also a great reason. What can you do, you know? The heart wants what the heart wants. Whether that's to have a ridiculously big model on the sidelines of a fantasy football game, or to wear a dress with a bow on it. You know? Jack Wood says it's a power move and I have nothing but respect for it. I thought about buying a great unclean one for my Nurgle team just to sit on the sidelines. But I decided not to in the end because I realised if I don't do that, I can save lots of money. Okay. I think we're getting there with this side, with the orange. Inseer has done a super chat saying, sorry if I missed this earlier as I've just arrived, but congrats on Russ on the Harbour and Idle Champions. Very excited to add him to my roster. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun working with the team, actually, to sort of nail down the design. They really care about getting it right, which is nice. So I'm going to do a stream on Friday when Russ launches. Well, I think Russ will already be live, and I'm going to do a stream with Russ live, and it should be a lot of fun. Craig Joyce has done a super chat saying, in the words of Stained, it's been a while. Watching while I work. I hope you're all well. Very well, thank you, Craig, especially since you've reminded me of Stained. It's been a while since I've thought about that band. Were they the ones who did I'm on the Outside? I'm on the outside. I think that was them. Any right. Right. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more in here. Then we're going to call this side of orange done. And we're going to swap to the other side, and then it's time to paint far too much cream onto the model. And then we need to start picking out some other details. So there we go. So that's how that side's looking now. You can see I definitely want to work on these bombs because they're just looking dingy and a bit rubbish, but that's how it's looking. Bit grimy. This side's looking a bit dull. This side's looking a lot brighter. I'm probably going to go in again with maybe just pure Troll Slayer. I don't know, that might be a bit too much. Maybe we'll stop here. I'll pick out some highlights in that colour. There we go. Okay, right. Rhiannon Emergency says, food acquired, now on to writing about how social cognition relates to an interactive brain theory. Sigh. Oof. Yeah, that sounds like something I would not be well suited to, but I'm sure you can get through this. You've got this. CookieCat94 has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of the Shiba Inu I mentioned earlier, wearing a sort of blue robe of sorts, and sort of pumping a thumbs up at the camera while, like, grinning. And the text says, "Good job!" Thank you, CookieCat94. And indeed, good job to everybody who is still working away at their stubborn projects. I'm proud of you all. Just another broke nurse says, can we call it the Blood Bowl blimp? Anonymous says, suggestion for the name of airship, Bad Month Dirigible. I haven't really thought about naming it, because the team's the Barrack Skylad Corsairs. Blood Bowl blimp isn't terrible. I'll have a think. Nick Jeffries on Super Chat saying, Claire de Bear said, I'm thinking about doing a firewalk for charity, but I'm nervous about filling out the forms. Can I get a pep talk? So, Johnny? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that sounds like an amazing thing to do. It's... You know what's rubbish is that a lot of the time when you're thinking about doing something, admin does become a really big sort of mental block where it's like, I want to do the thing. And it's like, okay, but I've got to do these forms. It feels like a counterintuitive and in many ways anticlimactic first step when you just want to be out there just doing it. But like, while the forms may be boring or, you know, mildly stressful to fill in, just try and think of them as like the first step on the road to doing something awesome and helping people out. Because it is a great thing you're contemplating. And yeah, admin is rubbish. But you got this, Claire de Bear. You can do this. You filled out forms before. Forms don't own you. You own forms. So you fill them in. You show them who's boss. And then you can start thinking about what it's actually going to be like to go do a firewalk and raise money for a good cause. So there. Benny42 says, I've heard walking on hot coals hurts less than stepping on Lego. Everything hurts less than stepping on Lego, except possibly stepping on a UK plug. Corvus Albright has done... Oh, wait, hang on, I missed a super chat before then. Connor Watson did a super chat saying, Hi, Johnny, thanks for hosting a stream. What are your thoughts on Blades in the Dark being run without the crew and hideout mechanics? Do you think it's still fun? Asking for my players and myself. Yes, I do, actually. I like the heat system and like the turf system, etc., in Blaze in the Dark, but I think it can easily take a backseat because characters are focusing more on the minute-to-minute stuff and managing their own stress between scores. So yeah, if you'd rather play without them, you know. And if there are bits you want to keep, like, for example, some of the crew rewards are quite useful, like adding an extra stress box to every character, for example, that's fine too. You can find ways to incorporate those without having to engage with the whole system. Role-playing games are about what works for you. You don't have to incorporate every single rule. For example, like in the Oxventure, spell components, straight out the window. Hate 'em. Any other RPG I do, like tracking your inventory as like a series of figures and be like, well, I'm 0.5 units over my inventory allowance. Like, no, it's a common sense thing to me. It's like, can your character carry all of this stuff? And like, are they over encumbered or not? Be reasonable, be honest, and that's enough of a system for me. So yeah, go for it. Let's see. Corvus Albright's on a super chat saying, very glad to have a calm stream going as I start what will be a stressful work week, which will be capped off by flying back to New Orleans for my grandmother's funeral. Thank you, Johnny dearest. Corvus, I'm so sorry to hear it. That sounds like a tough week. I hope the work goes all right, and I hope everything goes as smoothly as can be expected as you fly back to New Orleans. I hope it's cathartic. I hope it's a positive experience. Please accept my condolences. That sounds, that sounds like a tough week. So yeah, very, very happy to be providing a chill stream. I hope it helps. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it, but mostly lots of love. That's a tough period to be going through. Either one, really, but combined, that's a lot. Okay, and again, you can see where I've painted orange and where I haven't. Okay. More orange. Is orange going to be the new cream? Sounds like a rubbish spin-off from a Netflix show, doesn't it? People just putting orange juice in their coffee and wincing instead of cream. Okay. Getting there. Okay. Jack Wood says, I seem to remember orange juice and espresso being a thing a few years ago. Are you serious? What? Because, like, I don't know about you, but I have to be fairly careful about drinking coffee and orange juice too close together in terms of time to one another, because it makes me feel really sick. Horrible. Absolutely dreadful. Orange juice and coffee in the same vessel? No! Horrible. Wow. Disastrous. I mean, I know sometimes, like, with espresso, they'll give you something sweet on a plate to kind of counteract it, but not fucking orange juice. Severus Dartmoor says, just Googled it. Yep. Who are these people? What's wrong with them? Blah, blah, blah. Grim. Grim, grim, grim. I mean, I guess I just don't really like coffee mixing with other things in general. Like, I mostly drink black coffee. Sometimes I drink it with milk if I'm feeling like it, but that's about as far as it goes. Like I don't like Irish coffee, for example. When people are like, boozy coffee, I'm like, this just tastes like a worse version of both of these things. Like, if I wanted a whiskey, I'd have a whiskey. If I wanted a coffee, I'd have a coffee. putting them together, I'm just like, this isn't pleasant. There's also something about heating up booze, especially whiskey. It just like means it just you just get a mouthful of fumes. I don't really understand it. Maybe I've just never had a good Irish coffee. I don't know, but yeah. Claire de Bear says coffee with condensed milk is nice. Yeah, fair enough. Amity Island Fishing Club says, all in caps, I DM'd my first D&D game the other night. Congratulations, Amity Island Fishing Club. I hope it went very well and that people enjoyed it and that you managed to find time to enjoy it yourself. While no doubt, worrying it was all about to go off the rails. It sounds like it went well, if I can read between the lines. Who dares message? Okay, fine. Jack Wood says, I drink pour over because I'm a pretentious ass. There's nothing pretentious. Well, no, I don't think there's anything pretentious about pour over. It's just a way to make coffee. Fuck it. That is absolutely fine. Pour over coffee is delicious. Filter coffee is my absolute favourite. So I feel like I win every time I go to a cafe and they're like, filter coffee's just 99p. I'm like, oh heavens. My favourite? For a third of the price of anything else? Twist my arm! DJ Slimetime says, one time my dad and I made fairy cakes together and we made way too much buttercream. So my older brother, at least 18, who has zero impulse control, ate all of it and he got unbelievably ill. Wow! I can imagine. I don't have a sweet tooth, so like any amount of buttercream for me is like I feel like I ought to be hospitalized. But when the words like way too much and all of it are thrown around, that sounds like a bad time, even if you have a notorious sweet tooth as well as zero impulse control, you know? Oh, you giant orange vessel. Look at you. How I both love and hate you. You're just vast. You are vast. You are a big orange ship, aren't you? Oofed. Come on. Big orange ship. Oh. Who's that I hear? Watson, come here. Come here. Come on. No? Not coming in. Come on. Come on. Hi. Hello, little piggle. One sec, everybody. I'll set... No, the floor's too messy, actually. I was about to see if I could get her to nip up or maybe run the Watson cam down, but the floor is actually a big mess. Because I'm tidying things, and that means making it messier before it gets better. Lucy has done a super chat saying, my stubborn project was to leave the bad company I'm working for, and I have a job interview Thursday morning. Wish me a good workplace. Congratulations on leaving the crap one. That's fantastic. And I really, really do hope you wind up with a good workplace, because it honestly makes such a difference. I've worked in some suboptimal places in the past, and it was honestly torturous. So a very good luck to you. Very good luck to you. I hope it all goes well. Stay there, pig. Let me put a blanket on you, hey? Come on, you a bit cold? Blanket. Blanket. Lie down. Lie down. Good girl. You have a nap. We took the pig on a really good walk today. She was very tired by the end. I don't know if she's had a nap since because I've been pottering around setting up for the stream, but hopefully she's feeling a little bit sleepy. Amity Island Fishing Club has done a super chat saying recommendations for good enemies for a level 3 party. Oh gosh, I am the worst person to ask about balancing combat encounters because I can't do it. I'm terrible at it. I never make them hard enough. Let's see. Level 3 party. A legendary dragon. 10 owlbears. One really big goblin that knows what everyone's thinking. No. Let's see. I don't know, like... So the way I always kind of talk about this, and this is in more general terms, because I'm not going to lie, off the top of my head, I can't really think about the D&D bestiary very clearly. Other people will have more specific suggestions, I'm sure. But if you want to make them feel powerful, give them something big that they can all hit at once that only gets a turn every so often. If you want them to actually have a difficult combat, throw lots of little weak things at them. Because sure, they may be able to one-hit a little, sprit or whatever they're called. They may be able to one-hit, like some of the weaker enemies. But if they've only got so many attacks per turn, and there are way more than they can deal with in one round, you're going to get hits in and you're going to start scaring them. So they'll get a lot of kills, but they'll also take some damage. And there might even be a moment where they're like, ugh, should we run? And I find those quite rewarding. Like, in a campaign I'm playing in, recently, we nearly got absolutely annihilated just by a swarm of rats. And, like, we are pretty capable high-level characters, but we just couldn't hurt the swarm of rats enough. So that kind of thing, really. Oh dear. This thing just dropped off the etheric navigator. We'll stick that back on another time, shall we? Okay. You know what, She's definitely going to sleep. I don't know if you heard that. That's her sort of grousing as she gets comfortable. As I picked this out as my thing to paint today, because I was feeling uninspired, and then Will suggested, actually, that we do stubborn projects. I was like, oh, actually, I've got quite far into this model. It's all nice and orange and that. I'll just tidy up the cream. Forgot that I wanted to do a complete second coat on this. So actually, there's loads left to do. But hey-ho, that's what the Stubborn Project stream is all about, making progress in something that feels like a big task. Oh, I don't know why my jaw hurts, but my jaw hurts a little bit. That's a bit of fun, isn't it? Alex Thorold says, hench huff from Watson. Indeed, yeah. She doesn't mess around when she's settling in. She's like... Makes some really fascinating noises, does the piggle, actually. God knows what she thinks of me and the noises I make, though. Oh, Lavosh says, just finished my blue dragon miniature. Yay. Congratulations. Bang. One stubborn project confirmed dead. Look at us go. We're making progress. I'm advancing the field of the colour orange on this model, so that's good. We've got other people, working on scarves, blue dragons, conclusions to theses, thesi, Theseus. Wait. Okay. Slowly but surely, the ship is becoming orange. Sarah Burke says 5 rows left. Come on, Sarah. Only 5 rows left? I can't believe you were talking about unraveling the bastard thing. You've got this, mate. Just think. In 5 rows, you'll be free. You'll be free. Okay. That's what we need to do, this bit. There we go, that's what I was after. So much ship, so much orange. Alrighty. Oh God, there's so much more of this. It's fine. It's honestly fine. It's fine. It's fine. No regrets. I'm actually doing a really just quick and dirty job of brushing all of this stuff because I want it to be a bit brighter, but also it doesn't matter if it's darker because it's sort of in shadow. So we're getting there. All right. Oh, a bit of a headache actually. It's unusual for me. Poke, poke, poke. Not that fussed about painting that bit. All right, everyone. Pleased to announce it might be time to break out the pale sand or cream, which is a colour I paint a lot, just so much on miniatures. Because some of the cream here is a bit patchy. There's some bits up here that could do with a bit more. And then we're going to do some pin washing and then some highlighting. We're just going to sort of highlight the bits. Oh, yeah, then we need to pick out all the silvery stuff. We're getting there on this. We're getting there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for yucks, for Blood Bowl. So, yes, everybody, cream. Chat's just slowly chanting cream. Claire de Bear says, Johnny, does this model have a base or a stand? Yeah, so... Rod J says, pale sand on one of Johnny's models? I know. Let me show you the flying stand that this thing is supposed to attach to. Or to which this thing is supposed to attach, rather. Give me one sec. Let's wash this brush. Anonymous says, I went to the UK to paint wildlife, but the RSPCA told me it was cruel and ruined their fur. Very good. Right, where is it? Where are the flying stands? Here we go, there's one. Is this the right size? No, it isn't. That must be in the box then. Yeah, give me one sec. Give me 1 second, everybody. Oh. Christ. What are you? Oh, Christ. Everything's fine. Absolutely fine. Don't know what you were all worrying about. At least I hope the flying stand's in here, otherwise I'm in trouble. Shit. It isn't. Okay. Well, maybe it'll turn up. But, it'll be somewhere. I won't have chucked it. It'll just be on the shelf or something. But flying stands in general, I'll show you an example of one. Get rid of that bit. It's a little bit of plastic. There's a little hole in the model where it's obviously this isn't the right size, but it's basically a little piece of plastic that then goes on the base and makes it fly. So the one I keep calm and reload says, so the flying stand has flown the coop. You watch it. Keep calm and reload. Basically, here is a little thing for a thing to go in that's going to hold it up on the base, so it floats above the base. Hence, flying stand. But I don't know where one is, so I'll just. Will says, "Please mount it on that size, please." I mean, it would be fun. The thing is, I don't think it would actually. It doesn't clear the bottom of this rudder. Or this fin. You see that? That'd be pretty funny, though. Anyway, that's what we're looking at. Will Speak says, also flying stands have to have a small bubble in the bottom. Some kind of law, I think. Indeed. Will says, and? All I'm hearing are excuses. I guess if I file this down, and I could maybe put sparks there or something. I will consider it, Will. Emma Benton says, who needs a base to suspend it from the ceiling? You know, actually, there is a sort of diorama in Warhammer World in Nottingham, in the UK, where they have a Caradron fleet and they are suspended. It's very cool. Right. Iffy's done a super chat saying, I've put the Switch away. I've opened the work document. I've gotten distracted with the super chat. Iffy, that sounds like progress to me. Congrats on putting the Switch away and at least opening the work document. Ginger Pickle McPickle says, just sellotape it to your head. Yes, all right. RV Dammit says, build a ridge on the base so it's just cleared. Yeah, I think that's the right solution. God knows where the actual base is, because there's a big old base that I meant to stick that on as well. Anyway, hello everybody. It's Pale Sand time. Is this my favourite paint? Probably. Certainly one of them. Da, 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 da. Okay. Defect says, cream, indeed. Will says, hello friends, how long should contrast take to dry? It takes a while in my experience. Especially if you just whacked it on. I sort of try and give it as long as a shade to dry. But your mileage may vary on that front. Alright, we're off. Hours and hours of pale sand now being broadcast here on YouTube. It's a weird thing to say, but so I'll just hide that message, which was flagged up for approval and not approved. There you go. Mancoy says, if the ship is painted in orange and cream, does that make it a creamsicle? Oh, like one of the like, what are they called? Almost like a Solero, but not. Wow, what the hell were those ice lollies called? Where it's like fruit on the outside and vanilla ice cream on the inside. Like doubles or something? Or I can't remember what the hell they were called. So maybe, I guess, is the answer to your question. Revolver Rock says, "Do you like sand? Is it smooth and creamy? I hate sand. It's fruit split. Thank you, Bolosaurus. Fruit splits. Yes, everybody. I hate sand. It's coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. So there that goes. Meredy Ship has done a super chat saying, "Sand, sand, sand, sand." Emma Benton says, "Pale sand is my foundation colour." That got me, that did. Diddle-doo-doo. Mark Kerwin says, "On a related note, second ep of Boba Fett was real good. Haven't seen the first one yet. Obviously, no spoilers, everybody, in the chat, if you have seen it. I'm glad people are enjoying it, though. Boba Fett was my favourite Star Wars character when I was growing up. It's just cool. It's just a cool bounty hunter. Even with the whole turning Han over to the Fets kind of thing. Apparently the first one was not real good, says well. Interesting. To be honest, I still haven't even finished. I've not finished the first season of The Mandalorian. I think I've seen 2 or 3 episodes max. I think I've seen 2. I'm so far behind. Fun thing about painting cream on a model is that it takes 100,000 layers sometimes to look good. It doesn't sound like the fun part, but believe me, it's the fun part. Actually, the fun part is that someday you get to stop. And that someday you'll stop forever. That's what I look forward to. Was that too maudlin? Probably not. Oh, Simon Ragg says, "Hey Johnny, thanks to you and my old housemate, I'm currently sat building my first ever Blood Bowl team. Got a lizard team and can't wait to learn how to play." Thank you very much for the super chat, Simon Ragg, and congratulations on sailing in to Blood Bowl with an extremely strong team. The lizard men are vaguely terrifying. I say vaguely, they are perfectly terrifying. So good pick. My favourite model is the little chameleon trying to catch the ball with its tongue, like blah. So yeah, have fun. Let me know how they turn out, and I hope you enjoy Blood Bowl. I hope your first headache that comes on when you're trying to work out tackle zones in a proper scrum doesn't hurt too much. Fingers crossed, anyway. Okie dokie. Cream, 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 cream. Cream, cream, cream. Cream. Cream paint, cream, 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 cream. Bin Wizard says, "Right, work done. Let's paint a big vampire lady." Yes, please. Also, I haven't put Necromolds in the post for you yet. I'm very sorry. Well, last week everything got away from me. I'll do it very soon. Minute L is down super chat saying, "Got distracted from the stubborn project I was planning to do by a slightly less stubborn project, so now I have a Hollow Knight figurine ready for the oven, and I'm going to start on the Corazon Owl, damn it. Hollow Knight figure sounds delightful, though. That sounds like a lovely side project to your stubborn project. And sometimes it's good to warm up with something, you know? Like, I find jumping straight into the stubborn project can sometimes be just like hitting the wall. So yeah, there that goes. Aha, that's the bit I wanted to bloody paint. There you are. Got you, you little bastard. The dog is, like, really asleep. Spark out, in fact. Hopefully you'll hear some snores in a bit. Shoulder. There we go. This is actually really getting there. I regret gluing the crew down because I can't be bothered to paint them. But I'll work on them once I've got everything else sort of out of the way, I think. And they don't have to look perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god. Will says, hello friends, I fucking did it. 2,000 points of Firstborn Dark Angels I've had on the go since 2015. Painted, based, fucking finished. Yes. That is... Oh my god. If that's not a stubborn project, I don't know what is. 7 years of hurt. Finally at an end. Well done, Will. Congratulations. That's a big old project. And you've bloody well finished it. What's next? What you? I mean, well, what a terrible thing to ask. Just bask in having finished that. You don't have to tell me what's next. Timothy Thomas has done a super chat saying, hey Johnny and LSPs, just joined and going to work on a stand fan for an archery target. Time to use the buzzsaw. Goodness me, Timothy. Here I am just daubing paint on a big bit of plastic and you're getting a buzzsaw out. Go for it. You do you, mate. That's fantastic. Will says, and now they go in a box. Isn't it weird how we spend... Oh, that's the wrong camera. Isn't it weird how we spend so much time working on things, then we're like, brilliant, I can put that on a shelf now, where no one will see it, but it crucially won't get dusty, which is important. But, yeah, odd. Revolver Rock says, wait, 7 years since 2015? Dang. I know, right? Oofed. Alison Vassabar says, just got here, what have I missed? A lot of orange. A lot of orange going onto this very ship, and then quite a bit of cream, but not loads of cream. A little bit more cream to go, and then it's time to start painting things silver. A third colour on this model. I can scarcely believe it myself. Will says, I'll be honest, I've finished like 2 armies in that time, so it's just that they've been lurking and waiting in the distance. Fair enough. Cody Wilson has done a super chat saying, who says we can't buzz too by getting buzzed? That's a very good question. Excuse me. And thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, sorry for yawning. I've been sleeping very well recently. I don't know why I'm also still quite tired. I think that's just, the natural state of existence now, isn't it? Vaguely knackered, but hey ho. Cream, 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 cream. Cream everywhere. Behave, please, chat. I didn't think about that before I sang it. Whoop. Oopsie. Ugh. That'll do. Cody Wilson has done another super chat saying, do you work out? Helps me sleep. Only reason I ask. I don't tend to, no. I'm looking to do a bit more exercise lately, actually, because I could do with building some muscles back up. Having basically last year was just a lot, so I didn't end up. Well, I don't really work out. Like when I exercise, I swim or I cycle, but I'd like to get back to doing a bit more of that, just because I forgot I like doing it really. But I could do with gaining a bit more muscle mass. But as you know, it's always quite nice to have someone be like, "Do you work out?" Like, no, I don't. But thanks. Corvus Albright says, does apartment hunting count as a stubborn project? Because that's where my time between meetings is going. That is the most stubborn project of all, Corvus. Good luck. I hate home hunting. I hate moving house. My plan is never to do it again. I just can't be bothered. Like, no thanks. And I'm lucky that my wife and I bought this flat, so we don't have to go anywhere, which is a huge relief. Until obviously, the planet becomes uninhabitable, but then that's a problem for then. So, CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying Elton John has bought his pet rabbit a treadmill. When asked why, he simply replied, "It's a little fit bunny." Oh wow! Oh wow! Good lord. That's a lot. Oh, I think it would be very funny to put this on the tiny stand, wouldn't it? We'll see. Mark Cohen says, right, work done, time to paint some angry trees. Yes, please. Unless they're Sylvaneth, in which case, fuck you. No, I'm joking, Mark. Sylvaneth are great. What a great bunch of trees. Okay. Right. Little stretch. Okay. Shaky Foundation says, is the tiny stand small enough for a single Blood Bowl tile? Oh, that's a question and a half, isn't it? Right, because a Blood Bowl base is... That's big. So, where's the flying stand gone? I don't think that's going to balance, I'm afraid. I don't see it happening myself, but we'll see. Jordan Horn says, so Johnny, do you recommend someone getting into Blood Bowl? I'm already familiar with Games Workshop as a whole. I love Blood Bowl. It turned out to be the Games Workshop game that I have always wanted. It's not for everyone. There is a very high. Basically, the dice can screw your entire game. You can play a perfect game where you don't put a foot wrong tactically, but the dice can just absolutely fuck you over and destroy any hopes you had of winning. I find that hilarious. I find it to be a very slapdash game where it's like, I did this thing and I can't believe it. It was paying off. And then I literally fell over one square from the end zone and, my player slipped a disc and is out of the rest of the game. That to me is very funny. Other people find it very frustrating and arbitrary, and a lot of them actually feel like it just takes the point out of the game. So it's up to you, really. I think it's great. And if you know people with pitches and rule books and stuff, the buy-in's cheap. A box of, a team is like 20 quid if you go from an independent seller. So I think it's hilarious and great fun. Not everyone feels the same way. So I think you'll know, because if you're already familiar with Games Workshop as a whole, you'll know whether or not you'll jive with that kind of thing, or vibe with it, rather. Davy Jones has done a super chat saying, I did it, last word written, take my money. Now to everyone's favourite bit, citations. Sigh. Oh, congratulations, Davy, that's huge. Davy has also done a super sticker of a Shiba Inu, kind of just gone like, eee, like grinning and tilting. Just sort of mildly shocked celebration, I can only assume. That is such fantastic news. Well done on finishing your master's thesis. Thank you for taking us along for the ride, for the final hurdle before citations, which is obviously very boring. Please don't bring us along for that part of the ride. But generally speaking, that's a huge achievement. Well done. Right, I started to put some silver on these bombs, and it's made me realise these bombs, I don't know what colour to make them. Maybe cream, maybe just orange. Don't know. Maybe just paint them all silver and do orange embellishments. I'm not sure. More like citations, says Will. Thank you, Will. That was certainly a thing that you said with your fingers via a keyboard or possibly phone screen. Painting more on the thing. Painting more on the thing. Oh, it's quite a relief, really, that I'm drafting this team in again for the second season. Otherwise, I probably never would have got this done. I mean, still a long way off finished, actually, so you never know. What other bits need to be silver? This is the problem when I paint big things. I get to a point and I just go, fuck it. That's why this is a stubborn project. David Jones says, thanks everyone, still feels very unreal. I can only imagine. There's a big ass thing that you've undertaken and it's done? Of course it feels unreal. You're worrying if it didn't, I dare say. But I hope it's a fulfilling feeling at the same time. Mancoy says you might want to check out When I Write My Master's Thesis by John K. Samson if you haven't already. That song is bloody brilliant. The whole album actually has some really good references to just being like, oh, I'm an academic and this is very hard. I am procrastinating badly. It's great. I love John K. Samson so much. And the weaker thens. Vent on the balloon, top rear, says JP Farrington. Yes, that should... Yeah, let's make that silver. Why not, eh? Let me just do the gun turrets on this side, the barrels of the guns here. and then there we go. Inseer says, does everybody in the UK get to go to college, or are the people in this chat rich? Not everyone gets to go, but it is considerably cheaper than going to university, say, in the United States. There are reasons for this. They include degrees, like undergraduate degrees, like bachelor's degrees, tend to last only 3 years in this country, as opposed to, I believe, American universities go a year longer. That's because we spend a year longer in school. University didn't used to have tuition fees at all in the UK. They were introduced, which was shit. Fuck the Tories. And now they've increased. So it is... What tuition fees now? Is it... What? Oh, God. What are tuition fees now per year in the UK? In my day, it was like $3,000 a year. It's 9,250 a year. Buh. Right, so... Oh my God, are you serious? Shit. Okay, so you come out... You come out of university... like... Maybe like 28 grand in debt, basically. Still no tuition fees in Scotland for Scottish students, which is good. But yeah, basically... It's not as expensive, and people just basically go into debt and then spend the rest of their lives paying that money off. That's right. The Tories and Lib Dems and the coalition government promised to keep them at $3,000 a year and then didn't. So for me, it was $9,000 $3,000 a year. So $9,000 for the whole degree, and now that's trebled. Oh, I feel sick. Fuck. Wow. Okie dokie, well. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah, it's cheaper than other places, but it's still not cheap. Painting a lantern. Da, 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 da. How's everyone else's stubborn projects going on? I mean, we've had a thesis finished and an army finished. I'm not taking credit for these things, but they have happened during this stream. So that's pretty baller. And paint this vent silver. Alison Vassabar says, I finished drafting a grad application essay. Lovely. Sounds good. Minute Else is taking a break for American pancakes. Fantastic. Simon Ragson on Super Chat saying, glued a lizard arm to my hand. It's going well. Yes! That's the true hobbying experience. Gluing bits of things to you. There we go. There's a little silver vent. Now it looks like... God, it looks like a really upset Magikarp. Ooh! Or it looks like Hey Hey from Moana. I love that little chicken. It's amazing. Tony Doke has done a super chat saying, not sure if it counts, but finally done paying my student debt off. Congratulations, Tony. That is the dream. Ooh. Yeah, just shove a bit more silver on the bombs, why not? Getting a little sloppy there, Johnny. Whoop. Oh, apparently Hey Hey is voiced by Alan Tudyk. Good to know. Thank you, Emma Benton. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, it's fine. Whatever. More details on bombs. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I need to start thinking about the crew. Fuck it. Right, so what's the plan here? We need to paint the crew very orange, and then we need to paint the cream bits. Cream, cream, cream. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll base paint the crew members here and here. There is one there, but to be honest with you, no, there isn't. Not anymore. The ship's in autopilot. Fuck it. Right, so we've got 2 crew members now to do. 2 crew members. And then once they're done, I'll need to shade bits of their armour. So then I'll pin wash some of the rivets on this bit. Cody Wilson has done a super chat saying, the crew 'em. I'll pin wash some of the cream, do the little highlights. Okay. And then we should do some tiny highlights in orange. And then, you know what? Done. Ugh. Grumble says, I've just witnessed a murder on a stream. I'm like, this guy lost an arm already, and I don't know when or where it went. And I'm just increasingly, like, painting the bits I want to paint. If that's going to be a pain, and the model won't be diminished by losing it much, then I'm going to lose it. Like, there are lots of little windows. Am I going to paint them anything? Am I going to paint them? No. Nope. I'm not. Not at all. So there you go. You could say he was armless. Oh, you're all dreadful. Why do you do this to me? Meredy Ship has done a super chat saying, "Did my stubborn project of anxiously talking my way through a clinic's phone tree and getting schedule info I needed. Praise me!" Gently melts. Meredy, that is, yeah, you're deserving of praise because navigating phone menus at the best of time is bloody awful. But when you're anxiously doing it to get info you need from a clinic, that is frankly heroic. So, yeah, go for it. Like, not go for it. Well done. That's what I meant to say. That's, yeah, a tremendous achievement. Fallen Duck says, since you have a hotess, do you also play Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and have you considered flying with your community? No, I don't play it. It doesn't really call to me. Instead, I decided to start playing Dark Souls with a hotess. That seemed more my tempo. Because there's a lot wrong with me, it turns out. But, yeah, I mean, if I ever do get into it, sure, I'd give flying around with the community a whack. But proper, like, simulators, I don't tend to gel with them that much or that well. So Emma Benton says, "Don't you start with us. We saw your pun on Twitter over the weekend." Which one was that? Was that the Kentucky Derby one? Look. Everyone needs to scream into some sort of void, don't they? Occasionally mine is Twitter. It's just that you all chose this chat. Or maybe this is just one of several voids into which you scream. Either way, look, I'm not judging the people. Just judging the puns. So there. Bollocks. Just smeared some orange onto that cream. Oh well, more cream. Buddy Wrongleg says, "We are the consequences of your actions? I hope not. I don't want to be responsible for any of you. Not a one of you. Leave me out of that. Criminy." Painting things. Painting things. Steve Gilly says, "Void screaming is my stubborn project." Hard relate. It's nice to have decided which corners I'm cutting to get this model over the line. It turns out, most of them. There we go. Right, the crew is now more orange than it was before. I'm also going to paint up the helm a little bit more. Because, whatever. Now that there's not somebody in the way of it. Greg Joyce is on a super chat saying, "Me and my partner had Cora Quest delivered, the Kickstarter dad and daughter game, a few days back. It's amazing." Oh, amazing. I didn't realise that was being sent out. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Have I backed anything on Kickstarter lately? Mothership, which was it's an RPG. Although, has Kickstarter rode back on all the fucking nonsense they were pulling? Was it NFT nonsense? I can't remember. Lots of people were unhappy about Kickstarter. I think it was pretty sure it was NFT related. Fucking NFTs. They're a scam. But yeah, long story short, God, what's happened to my brain? I'll get an RPG at some point. That'll be nice. Oh, and Swords of the Coin from Set a Watch. I'm really looking forward to that. Pretty sure they're ploughing forward with it, and it was blockchain nonsense, right? Yeah, well, not gonna be tussling with them anymore. Fuck 'em. I think I'm going to leave the head of this just looking a bit weathered and unhappy. I think that's what I want to do with it. Unless, no, paint the whole thing silver and rust the shit out of it. Yes. Just Another Broke Nerd says, have you picked the game for your next Let's Play live stream? I have not. I tend to pick sort of on the morning. I wake up and see what I fancy. Is that great for scheduling? No. Does it work for me? Yeah. So that's sort of the way I go about it. So I'll have a think. Mark Coe on chance. Rust. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Help. Where is my rust paint? It'll be in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There we go. Jack Wood says, crack out the typhus corrosion, teach that one brush who's boss. Come here, brush. I'm going to gum you up and make you look dreadful. Okay. What was I going to do? Right, cream. Cream. Fix that bit. The hell was I going to do? Just going to paint the cream on the Skylads. Okay, got it. Might move to a smaller brush then. FW says, oop, the kookaburras have started calling. I better leave before the sun comes up on this Tuesday. Fair enough. Yeah, you go about your day, or indeed go get some sleep if that's where we're going for it. Kookaburras going off. I bloody love kookaburras. I imagine you might feel differently, you know, if you can hear them all the time before the sun comes up, but I think they're a great bird. Chatty as anything. Sarah Burke says, I've decided that the last 2 rows don't exist and will begin casting off at the end of this row. Then it just has to be blocked. That's more like it, Sarah. You cut those corners. Sometimes with a stubborn project, you have to get stubborn yourself. You know, you just have to dig your heels in and say, enough. Am I going to be happy with this ship overall once it's done? Sort of. Will I just be glad it's over? Yes. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it now. I ended up doing this with the last Carriage and Overlord ship I painted. I just got bored and frustrated and rushed the end of it, and it came off worse for it, to be honest with you. If this were for an army, I would actually stop now and I'd paint it again at another date. But because it's just for the sidelines in Blood Bowl and it's a bit of a laugh, I am going to push on. I may end up doing more to this model after today. I'm not definitely trying to get it finished today, but I am trying to make a good amount of progress. So we'll see. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not looking to sabotage my own project, but I'm certainly not demanding excellence from myself. And that's all right, you know? My model, my rules. Which reminds me, there's something on eBay that I plan to bid on. I should check on that soon. Although the auction is ending tomorrow, so no great rush. I can't say what it is because it's a surprise for a person who, it's not inconceivable, might tune into this. So right. Jack Wood says, is it a Nagash? It is not original flavour Nagash, the Supreme Lord of the Undead, Jack, no. Rebecca Washington says, I made a teapot in college that looked like this. The actual pot was the balloon and the ship was the tea tray. Cool. That sounds awesome. Okie dokie. Right. Colin Lasser says, thank you for the inspiration today. A lot of the mess in my room from my recent depression is now picked up and the space is livable once more. Yes, please. That's the kind of stubborn project we like to tackle. I could really do with tidying up my office, actually. That's a project for me this week. It feels like a lot of people are absolutely caning it today with the stubborn projects, which is great news. Well done, all of you. B Reynolds 376 says, I have this going on in the background while unpacking stuff in my new apartment. Congrats on the move. The worst bit's over. Yeah, I hate moving house so much, but I hope you enjoy settling into your new home and that you're very happy there. Friends of the Forest says, oh my goodness, just joined and that airship looks so cool. Thank you very much. Okay. Getting there. Starting to look like actual crew members on here, which is nice. They look recognisably like my team members. Oh. April Robinson quite rightly says, and it's okay if the project you're getting through today is just getting through the day. Big time. Sometimes that is the most stubborn project of all. I mean, God knows, there's a lot going on worldwide at the minute, so if you're just surviving, that in and of itself is great work, because it's bloody important as well. Good and important work. Which is good and important, they said, talking shit. A pair of compasses? Sure, we'll paint them cream. Why not? Why would they be any other colour? They're Skylad compasses, that's fine. This little ball thing? Cream! Cream shall be its colour, and its colour shall be cream. Why not? It's a Skylad ball. Big ship. It's a big ship. It's a big ship with some Skylads on it. Woof. Oh shit, 6 p.m. You know what that means? We're going to have a 5 to 7 minute break, everybody. Because I don't know about you, but I could do with stretching out a little bit and having a little wander around. So do whatever it is you need to do over the next 5 7 minutes. Are you thirsty? You hungry? You warm enough? Are you comfortable? Is there anything you need to get or do in the next 5 to 7 minutes? If so, go and do it. And if not, don't worry, because I'm going to leave you with a picture of the dog and some smooth jazz. But either way, I will see you in 5 to 7. And yeah, catch you then. So be right back. Hi everybody, welcome back. You know what? I'm actually there's going to be a slight change of plan, which is to say that I'll be honest with you, and I always felt like this was going to happen on a Stubborn Project stream. I just sat back down, and I can't face working on this anymore today. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I feel like I've done some good progress on this model. But I also feel like that's plenty for me for today. So with all apologies, I'm going to cut the stream short. And I'm going to go about my evening. Might use the extra time to make something nice for dinner. Sorry to anyone who's disappointed, but that's no Sega Genesis. I'm not going to play Hades. I'm going to go about my evening, if that's all right with you. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you very soon. It's just, sometimes you're working on a stubborn project, and then that's enough for the stubborn project. So, yeah, I will catch you very soon. Take care of yourselves. Lots of love, and thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.